bill, which he released in the first month of his presidency, but it couldn't get through the Senate because you need 10, at the time you needed 10 votes to break the filibuster. I know Dr. Responsible and Republicans don't know how government works, but to get through the Senate, you need bipartisanship. This is why that bill's not going anywhere. Even if Donald Trump wins in the fall, his bill's not going to go anywhere because he's not going to have 60 senators. So you
want some money for the youth.
Never mind.
All right, hold on. Last round.
Oh, my round gets cut short when he interrupts.
Oh, you still going? You got some more? I'll give you 5 seconds.
No, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, go ahead.
He's mad.
You got more gold or what?
So this is clear. I asked them what was in the bill they were touting. They don't know the bill. They don't know how bills become law. And he just admitted he would rather wait 6 months than fix the problem. What's stopping them from fixing the problem now and then rewriting the bill when Trump and the 60 senators come in? You can do it now and then change it later. These people are interested. Now I'll answer his question. When have the Democrats cared? Right? In 2007, there was a bipartisan bill written by Republicans. Marco Rubio was in the one in 2013. There's been 3 now major immigration bills which will help solve the problem and get us to fixing it, and Republicans have blocked it every time. Every single time. 2007, 2013, 14, and 2024. Thank you.
They don't want to fix the problem.
Hold on. We finishing something real quick. Dr. Responsible, last round.
While you're finishing it.
Bills that come up that include everyone, I forgot the word, but bills that include making everyone that's already come into the country illegally a citizen automatically, or even providing a short track path to that, probably are going to have a hard time getting through. Bills that don't solve the actual problem, which is that our border has a loophole in which if you step on it and claim asylum, you get to be released into the country, is not going to fix the problem. Nothing short of that is going to fix the actual. It is a loophole.
Please remain on mute. Let this man finish what he's saying.
It is a loophole. Asylum is not a loophole, but legitimate asylum claims are not. 8 million people, 6 million people, whatever you want to call it, for the last 3 years, that is a loophole. The asylum laws were meant for people seeking asylum against political persecution and different other situations like that. Not for people who have less money in their country and want to go to a better place and work. That is a loophole. It needs to be fixed. That's the end of the story. You cannot fix immigration without dealing with that one specific issue. And the only way I've seen to deal with it is something like the Remain in Mexico policy, where we pay Mexico, or we trade with Mexico, or we do something that they want so that they police their own border and stop the millions of people traveling up through Central and South America to try and get into our southern border. And not only there, but Africa, China, everywhere else in the world. They see it as a free pass. Just walk on in and laugh at the American people.
Yeah, the Canadian border too.
Right.
Yeah.
All
My final response, and I'll be done.
Hold on. 1 second. Go, bring us home. This is the last.
My final response. So here's the way to fix it. You hire a bunch of judges so that instead of waiting 6 years, you get it done in 6 weeks, 2 or 3 months. That was in the bill that you voted down. You call it a loophole. It's not a loophole. It's in the law that was signed in the 70s and 80s by your Saint Ronald Reagan himself. So these aren't loopholes. The problem with the Republican Party is that they're not serious, and so they want to continue to demagogue this issue like Dr. Responsible is doing. Dr. Responsible says, you just come in and claim, Well, you told me a little while ago that the wall was the problem, and you need a wall. Well, a wall doesn't stop people from not doing asylum claims. You guys are all over the place, respectfully, because you don't know the issue. You listen to a man who I call Cheetolini the Great, Orange Julius the First, tell you what he thinks, and you think that's gospel. Biden proposed a bill. The senator said, the Republican senator said no. Now the Republican senator said yes. This is all they had to do. Amend the bill. The House could have passed the bill. They could have gone to conference and reconciled the bill. But instead, Donald Trump, the 45th president of the United States with a 45 BMI to match, told them not to do it and wait for the election. Goodbye.
Did you just say 45?
Hold on, one second. Listen. We heard a nice 2 rounds of debate between Dr. Responsible and GOAT. If you're going with Dr. Responsible, please put a 1 in the chat. And if you're going with GOAT, please put a 3 in the chat. Next up, we have Thomas, we have Matt, we have Manfinity, and I think Frank. Yeah. Thomas, Matt, Manfinity, and Frank.
You know, I'm here. I just honestly wanted to comment on the trash that was sold on the stage, because what GOAT was nice enough to break down, he also forgot. He also didn't include what was it, over $20,000, or how much millions of dollars were they going to give into Border Patrol for that bill that they
Yes, and they endorsed it.
Right. And then ignore the fact that the previous year, when Republicans took over the House, they literally did more to defund Border Patrol than any Democrat in recorded history. Because they only passed, 32 bills in an entire year, when they weren't trying to figure out when they weren't trying to play Speaker of the House or who's going to be Speaker of the House. Y'all can miss me with this shit, because there was a real one that literally asked a simple question: what is it that you guys are going to run on? And literally all we got was Border Patrol, border. You didn't talk about the economy. You didn't talk about the infrastructure. You didn't talk about the CHIPS Act. You didn't talk about jobs. You didn't talk about COVID. All we talked about was fucking border. I'm sorry, immigrants aren't raising the prices at the corner store. They're not shooting up our schools. They're not running and derailing trains, or running or derailing trains, or basically firing people for for just being racist. But the only thing that's apparently hurting the most strongest country in the world is apparently immigrants rushing across the border. I don't even know how to land this, bro. I'm just going to kick it back to you, to God, and pray for you.
Yo, we appreciate you, Thomas, man. You always bring the fire. But right now, Dr. Responsible, it looks like you got cooked. It looks like GOAT, if I'm not wrong, maybe my count is wrong, but it looked like GOAT took that one, Dr. Responsible. Better luck next time. Matt, you're up. Matt, you are up.
I got this. The House Bill 2 here. I got about 15 bullet points, but of what the bill pushes through. But I won't have time to finish it, and I'll get lit up halfway through it. But I'll post it into the chat. It's from the directly from the .gov website. Pretty interesting. Pretty good policies here. So I'll post this to the chat.
Okay, thank you. Manfinity, you're up, and then Frank after you. Manfinity, then Frank.
Then Collegiate.
Right. All right, Frank, it's on you, Frank. Let's go, Frank.
Yo, what's up?
Can you guys hear me? Frank, go ahead.
Yeah, bro. Thank you, bro. I just wanted to say that go cook that one. I think the policies do matter when it comes to Border Patrol. And I just think that there's a onset of if something gets passed, I think it's either for the left or the right, and I feel there's a type of tension where they don't want to work together right now. I feel that it's either who did what, who did this, but I think that's right now what's going on, and I feel it shouldn't be like that. It should be we gotta do what's better for the country and working together, because I feel right now people are trying to take credit, and even though people are trying to do, not say everywhere, but people are trying to do things together. They're trying to bring up position to each other, even on immigration should have been been done years ago, but because they keep trying to one up each other, nothing's getting passed, nothing's getting moved, and I think that's a problem, and that's going on.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you everybody for participating. Yo, Auntie, and then Kalisha, we got you, Kalisha. Auntie first, though. Auntie, you got something to say, Auntie? Auntie Yvonne, are you here?
Well, I'll defer until later.
All right, let's go, Kalisha.
What I wanted to say.
Welcome to the stage, Kalisha. Welcome to the stage. Let's go.
Thank you to God. What a wonderful room you're running. It's really flowing well. All the props to you. I just have a couple things to say. So we heard from Dr. Responsible, that was a flop. I feel like when we hear from folks like Matt who advocate for forcing 13-year-olds to have the incest rape babies, how are we going to take them seriously when we are talking about the greater good of the United States as a whole? And if people are pro-forcing incest rape babies, how are they going to know what is right to do about immigration or any other policy? If you have MAGA brain rot, it doesn't just target one part of the brain. Like, we have to be consistent. We have to look at all of these policies holistically. And with that, that means that we have to acknowledge that not only do we need to legalize abortion, but we also, across all the states, we also need a comprehensive immigration reform that offers a pathway to citizenship for the folks who are already here, does not get rid of asylum, but also, we have all this space. I don't know if y'all realize there's less people in the state of North and South Dakota than there is in Los Angeles County alone. We have plenty of space. We can grow our economy. I'm pro open borders. I know everybody else isn't, but we have more than enough space to allow all the immigrants whose countries that we destabilized through government intervention to come in and do all the jobs we don't want to do. I land. Remember, don't forget, 13-year-olds, this is what they believe should be forced to have their brother, sister, cousin, uncle's baby who raped them. Unacceptable. Thank you.
Thank you, Kalisha. Thank you. Go ahead, Alexander.
What is, I'm going to talk slow, what is the Republican policy agenda, call it what you want, for this year 2024? Still waiting for that help.
Okay, so now we're going to start a new queue. That queue is done. If you want to speak, just raise your hand, and then we'll get back to you. Right now, the question is, what is the Republican policy for 2024? I think I'm going to ask Lisa. Lisa, do you care to chime in on this topic right here? Lisa, are you there? Lisa going once. Anthony Edwards has just stepped onto the stage. Do you know the Republican policy for 2024, Mr. Anthony?
I'm sorry, come back to me later. I'm sorry, I missed my call. Let him.
Okay, Mr. Anthony, are you there?
Yo, my good man, you gotta let me gather myself and read the room a little bit. I want to see who I gotta piss off tonight. So I'll answer that in a second, my guy.
Absolutely. So we got a couple people on the stage that haven't spoken yet. Sir Jude, I would definitely like to hear from Sir Jude. Sir Jude, do you have something to say about this topic, Sir Jude? Are you there? Sir Jude going once?
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, but I just want to listen up for now. So I'm enjoying the
conversation. We can listen. You know what this means? This means that we're doing progress.
You're doing a great job.
People are scared to speak. Let's go, Yvonne. Let's go.
I'm never scared to speak, but I was upstairs and, I didn't want to make too much noise. My husband thinks I'm always shouting at the phone at you guys. I'll save my marriage over here.
That's what my wife say too. God damn it. That's what my wife say too. She over here talk about,
Well, me and this clubhouse all the time shouting at people. So, when the guy was talking about, I wanted to speak when the guy was talking about the border, and the other one confirmed that, yeah, they used this shifted funds to fix that border wall. And the thing is that I don't even think the Republicans really want to build a wall. I think they just want to use it as a political thing. Right, because of when the other gentleman, I think it was the GOAT, last night he kind of tangled with me there in the horn thing, but I always like when he speaks, because he was speaking some real truths, like they have all these bills and everything to help to do it. If they really, even though Biden took maybe 3 years, he's in his fourth year, right? 3 years, but Trump actually took 4 years and didn't do a damn thing, okay? And when he started, he had the house, he had everything, like 100%. He could have done it during that time because it was one of his main things that he wanted to do, and he actually didn't do it. And then Biden comes in and still hasn't gotten it done. But this is the first and best bill that they have passed to help to fix that wall. And if the Republicans really wanted to fix the wall, they would have just passed it and say, this is one thing that's hurting all of us. Let's go ahead and do it. But I just see, the tug of war today. I was watching the TV and I see Marjorie Taylor Greene shouting at the other man who wants the other man. I can't remember his name. The new speaker. She was just going on like in her ragamuffin self. She doesn't even have any manners. Like nothing. These people just want to be disruptive. First it was the Tea Party, then it is the MAGA Party. So there's really no Republican Party. I don't think they really know what they want, And every time, I'm just going to land here, every time I remember when Bush left the economy in shambles, but Obama had to take it out of that housing crisis and all that stuff. Obama. And he did not eat, and he left it in a good state. No pandemic came, I can understand that. But Trump also left it in a shambles. And now it is going to take time to build back up, plus the pandemic, and it is getting better. So I don't really know what Republicans want. They just want to, and people are going to say, oh, I always see it in the chat, oh, she's from Canada, she's from Jamaica, live in Canada. I'm a Canadian, okay? If I go anywhere, it's the Canadian government that protects me. It's not the Jamaican government. And whether I live in Canada, Barbados, Grand Cayman, anywhere, anything that the United States does affects all of us. As a matter of fact, maybe not the Cayman Islands because they still answer to the British, and US can't go down there and do a damn thing. That's why their dollar, that's why I go there, I have to pay $1.25 for one Cayman dollar. You guys can't do anything to them. But when you guys come into the chat and say, oh, she's Canadian, she's Jamaican, it means what happens? Anytime anything happens in the United States, it affects the whole world. A United States, what do you call election? It's almost like an election for the world. Because anytime you guys get meddling in other people's business, anytime you do anything, and to tell the truth, you're the only one who's standing in the gap and putting the money out there, and you want to be bombastic, yes, you got to pay to be bombastic. And that is why we are interested in your election, and that is why when you have election, I do not sleep for the day of the election and the night of the election and the day after, because I have to hear what's going on. I land my plane.
Sister Yvonne, I give it to you. To second what you're saying, this is Sajid speaking, by the way. One funny thing about the whole immigration issue is when you look at it, we are missing some of the important points that I think Joe Biden is getting a very bad rap in all this. I think it's about time that we start asking ourselves if Trump at all really do love this country, or he's just being a political demagogue for his own selfish gains. Because the current immigration crisis that we have now was single-handedly perpetuated by him. In 2008, Trump cut the funding to the State Department by about 94%. He single-handedly merged the State Department with the USAID, eliminated about 77 field offices, and everybody warned him that this will cause influx of immigrants into America, because these offices are the people that are supplying aid, making these people, encouraging them to stay in their homeland. If you cut all this funding, these people will have no other choice than to flood the border. He knew that. He was warned that. It was all over the news. He said no. He did it anyway. Now, when they passed a bill, a bipartisan bill, in order to resolve this issue, because of his own selfish political gain, he nixed it. So, when you look at all this, you should be able to be asking yourself right now, does this man really do care for America, or is he just caring for himself? That's a legitimate question. I learned.
One mic.
Hold on, Anthony. Kalisha, then you. She came off a mic first. Go ahead.
Great. So the Republican platform is a couple of things. One, it doesn't exist. Two, it's to prevent the people from voting. And three, it's grab them by the pussy. That is where we are. They have absolutely no platform other than to fuck everything up and marginalize as many people as possible. God bless. Amen.
Let's go.
To God.
Hold
You
on.
let to God.
It's on Anthony and then Carlos. That was Carlos, right?
No, Thomas and the kid.
Yeah.
Oh, Thomas. Okay. Anthony, and then Thomas.
All right, I appreciate it, man. So, Jude, man, like, I really, you befuddle me. You confuse me. I just don't understand. I don't get it. All right? Yo, Donald Trump is literally a part of the 0.0001%. His pockets are deep like that. Running for president, becoming president, going through the term and now running again, it's only caused him grief. Net, this has taken years off of his life. I know somewhere in the deepest recesses of your mind, you actually believe that he did this for some kind of greedy motivation. It's not true. All of the drama, all of the lawsuits, all of this is a direct byproduct of the sacrifice he has made to try to do something with the presidency. He did not need this headache. Calling into question his love of America, his patriotism, that's really a low blow, man. And it's so unfounded and it's so fundamentally wrong. Bro, I would hate for someone to try to assassinate your character like you're doing to this man, dog. It's horrible. It kind of crosses the bounds into the point of being evil. Huh?
He's a politician.
Yeah. I would have
You're a weirdo, bro.
I would have appreciated if you have given me facts, but I don't think we're on that level yet. If you want to discuss international relations and politics, I could lend you some time for us to do that, either privately. We don't have the time to do it on this stage, not to derail this stage.
Okay, would you guys like to have 2 rounds real quick?
Well,
Just 2 rounds.
I can tell you this thing, to God. The Republicans are struggling on this shit tonight. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to argue the opposite side tonight, and I'm going to join the Republicans.
Thank you.
See
We
if
need
can
to
make a legitimate debate.
TC,
They need some milk. Can I go or?
All right, hold on. All right. So listen. Check it out. This is what we're gonna do, right? We gonna let Thomas go, since y'all don't want to go to 2 rounds. We're gonna let Thomas go, right? Then we gonna go to Divine. Divine gonna reset the room, and then we coming back with TC hard body on the Republican side. That's what we gonna do. All right?
You're gonna do it. They need some milk, TC. But here's the thing, and I wanted to respond to what Auntie Yvonne was saying, but I mean, like, the dick riding for Trump is amazing. Because it's only for one man. Like, he literally died for our sins, right? Because at the end of the day, I don't remember collecting $5 million from China like he did. I don't remember having little one-on-ones with Putin where he decided that we shouldn't trust our intel sector because of his infinite amount of knowledge. He looked Putin in the face and he just trusted him. I don't remember fucking a hooker while my wife was pregnant, right? And then trying to have an attorney get disbarred and go to jail for trying to follow up on my sins. I don't also remember misleading any banks for up to more than, was it $1 billion to falsify loans because my businesses kept running into the ground and or having Daddy Warbucks bail me out while doing that. Or then, I don't know, extorting a world leader because I need to find that my political candidate is kicking my ass. Like, it's amazing to me the beta male bus that each of these Trumpians jump on, and it's kind of funny to me because we have people that'll sit here on this stage and booty clap for this con artist, and then with the same fucking breath say, I'm not a Trump supporter. But yet you're like, I don't know, quoting all the same Trump supported nonsense. It's like, at least I'll admit, I admit, I support Biden because look at all the accomplishments that you guys are choosing to ignore, right? Because I can list them alphabetically, chronologically, whatever, right? But at the same time, it's like you want to booty clap for this guy, but then when you called out on it, all of a sudden, I'm not a Trump supporter. How dare you? And Trump pocketed money, right, for his losing ass businesses. And it's hilarious to me because you guys don't even want to acknowledge the crimes that he has done at hand. But, it's the fight. I mean, goddamn, at least Hillary fucking Clinton stood in front of Congress, didn't hire some incompetent ass attorney who then got disbarred, #Habala, or what's her name? Haba, or whatever her name is, right? Because last time I checked, she got disbarred. Right? And then sat there for 12 hours. As under the Trump administration, they investigated her 3 fucking times. But yet here we're finding fraud after misleading or fraud. This man is literally selling the shirt off his fucking back, or the suit off his back, to pay for his legal fees. And as he takes control of the RNC, right, to channel all the money that all your little daddy warbucks, because he's bailed all everybody else out, to pay off his legal fees, you guys are in for a lashing and a rude awakening. And it's not because of voter fraud or the deep state. It's because he's a fucking con man. And I'm going to toss it back to you, the guy, because I don't know, like, it's just one of those aspects we keep going, then it's like, you have an echo chamber because they can't stand behind the facts. It's just their fifis at this point.
Thank you, Tom. You always give it up. You just got a potty mouth, man. You got a potty mouth, man. You listen. Yo, but listen, Divine, peace to the God.
Peace to the God. We gotta, like, the words are fabulous. We gotta breathe. 1 and the 2, 2 and the 3, 3 and the 4. We gotta breathe. Oh my God.
It's 9 o'clock. Divine, let's go, man.
9 o'clock again. We are here, April 17th, 2024, here to debate the news again. We gotta shout out Jonathan, gotta shout out Daphne for dedicating their time every night, for letting us come together and build, share our ideas, share our thoughts. We got a full stage, we got a packed house. We want to thank everybody for coming back again and again. Again, welcome to Debate the News. Team Biden, liberals. Team Trump, conservative. Team USA. At the end of the day, we are all Team USA, and we got to work this thing out. We got to get it together. So I'm going to hand it over to TC. You guys need some help, because I'm listening. It's not sounding too good. If you're trying to win people over, I'm like, Candace, you mad quiet. Kevin, quiet. Barth, you haven't said a word since you played the intro music. Come on, man. We don't want that.
Shit doesn't start for another 2 hours.
Okay, fight back. That's what we say, fight back. But TC, I'm going to hand it off to you.
Thank you, Devon. Listen, you got these Biden sycophants on the stage, right? That think that Joe Biden is doing such a great job for the economy. Joe Biden is doing such a great job for the world. When's the last time you checked the inflation numbers? Inflation is back up, right? I thought that he passed the Inflation Reduction Act. So much for the Inflation Reduction Act. Inflation is through the roof. You guys asked the question a minute ago, what do Republicans want for the country? We want strong borders, okay? Under Joe Biden, under this Biden presidency, we've seen an exponential increase in illegal border crossings on Joe Biden's watch. You know what we want? We want a sound world, but we don't have to worry about threats from terrorists like Hamas. But what does Joe Biden do? He massages the back of terrorists. And he negotiates with terrorists. He's forcing Israel to hold their hand while he massages and sends aid into Gaza to fund the terrorists. What type of world is that? Joe Biden is weak on the world stage. Look at what's happening in Ukraine. We've sent billions and billions of dollars to Ukraine. And what do we have for it? Russia's making gains in Ukraine. On Joe Biden's watch. I thought we were supposed to be the city set on the hill, the light on the hill, right? We were supposed to be the moral majority for the rest of the world to look to and say that's democracy everybody should look to. Look at what's happening in America. I thought Joe Biden was elected to unify the country. Right now we have one of the most divisive Congresses in American history. I don't make sense? Why don't you look at the last thing that Joe Biden passed in this Congress? Majority for the rest of the world to look to and say that's democracy everybody should look to. Look what's happening in America. I thought Joe Biden was elected to unify the country. Right now we have one of the most divisive Congresses in American history. I don't make sense. Majority for the rest of the world to look to and say that's Black Americans have been asking for reparation for generations. Joe Biden had the White House, the House, and the Congress. He could have passed reparations, and what did he do? He did nothing. It shows you how much he supports Black voters. He's not interested in Black voters. No, he's not interested in Black voters. You know what he's interested in? He's interested in exploiting Black voters for their vote, because every 4 years, they always come back around and give you a nice little token like Juneteenth. We give you a day to celebrate. But what actual substantial progress has he made for Black Americans? Don't mention his unemployment number. I'm not interested in the unemployment number. Joe Biden is a massive failure. He's failed on every turn. You don't have a safer world. You have a more precarious world. You have Hamas growing. You have Iran bombing Israel. When was the last time Iran bombed Israel? On Joe Biden's watch.
TC,
this is your president.
Can you be genuous instead of disingenuous? Because this is you put on your Uncle Ruckus cap. I know the Republicans are embarrassing themselves, but you don't have to embarrass yourself too.
Exactly.
It's funny how you guys are getting so triggered by it.
I want to say something to TC though, because you're talking about the first 2 years. And the first 2 years, everybody was locked down in COVID. I think you all have very short memory and forgot, and the feeling and the everything. And we're in Clubhouse here and everything. The first 2 years when Biden took over from Trump, anybody could hardly do anything. There was the COVID caused all the supply chain issues and everything. And the next 2 years, he has to try to wiggle himself back out of it. A lot of you forgot when Trump left, what happened, right? When he lost, what happened and what was happening to us. And it wasn't caused by the United States, right? The COVID wasn't caused. So you have to give some allowance for the 2 years when everybody in the whole world could actually almost do nothing. So because you want to prove that you are a good debater on both sides, and now, I'm just flying in on my white horse to help the Republicans. DC, sit down. Thank you.
How do you explain, Yvonne? How do you explain the exponential increase in illegal border crossings under Joe Biden?
We already talked about
How do you explain that?
I just explained this to you.
How do
you explain Hamas terrorists
the fact that the Senate requires a majority because of the filibuster, so there was no way that Joe Biden was doing anything the first 2 years?
How is that the Republicans' fault?
I know you know this, so I don't know why you're making arguments that don't even jive with your intelligence.
Last time I checked, he's flying in on the white horse to save the Republicans on the stage and try to argue the other side, and then in other rooms. It's the first time I've heard you argue like this, because you know that what you're saying, you're only doing it to sort of prove that you're a good debater. But, this is not really proving that you're a good debater. This is proving that, anybody can become asinine at any point in their time by bringing in things, because you would really know that those first 2 years, I would almost cancel them. Whether it was Trump, whether it was Biden, whether it was you, or whether it was me, we could do nothing. And what would be your solution during those 2 first years?
How about we protect our borders?
Respectfully,
how about we close down the borders?
The white people switch up. You don't have to do this.
How about we actually arm our allies and shut down this terrorism that's happening? When was the last
This
time
is so
Iran
funny
bombed
because
any
he's
of
like
our
a
allies
hardcore
and we just
liberal and
sat
he's like
idly
taking
by
the
and let it
conservative
happen and
position
told
and it's
Israel
pissing off all
to
these
take a
Democrats,
win?
but I think
When
he's
was the
doing
last
it.
time we saw a country bomb someone's embassy?
How was that?
Last week, we saw it last week.
Correct. So how can we talk about what Iran did when literally we just saw
Remember what
Israel
Donald Trump did?
violate the Geneva Convention?
Remember what Donald Trump did when North Korea and Kim Jong-un tried to get trigger happy? Donald Trump sent one letter over to North Korea, and that scuttled every hope and dream of any North Korean.
That was
what real strength looks like on the White House.
He actually canceled all our exercises that were in South Korea to calm down the North Korean president.
Nobody can hear anybody, man. Everybody talking over.
April.
I would like to respond.
If you want attention on the stage, I know you're lying because you want attention on the stage. You said America said idly by 99.99% of those missiles sent by Iran were shot down by us and our allies, and including Jordan as well. So you're lying on that part, and you know you're doing it to get attention. You can't stand it. The goats here.
Shit, reparations is real. What are y'all talking about?
I'm not talking about reparations right now. Whoever's opening their mouth.
Neither is Joe Biden talking about reparations, but it's Democrats that's supposed to be giving reparations, right?
I didn't ask Obama for reparations.
That's right. Obama didn't give you reparations either. Listen, the Democrats are doing a horrible job.
I'm talking right now. Am I talking? Am I done? TC, that little letter, that visit to North Korea did not stop anything that Kim Jong-un was doing. Nothing. He got to be on stage with the American president, and he kept doing what he was doing. And Trump's dumb ass is like, here, look at my love letter from Kim. Oh, the nice love letters. What kind of a man says he got love letters from another man? Really? Kim Jong-un did not stop any of the programs that he was doing. He kept testing missiles. Later on, he still had his program. Trump did not stop anything with Korea. Be for real.
TC, man, I can't even admit
I
that.
wanted you to elaborate.
Ricky, ain't nobody talking to you. Just
They're
leave
not
it
going
up.
to admit anything, doctor. They're not going to admit anything. It's deny, always.
Where's the great goat? I thought the great goat had all these talking points.
He's not about to respond to your bullshit.
I'd like to hear the GOAT because he can't defend this record. It's a paltry record. Unfortunately for America, we have a weakling like Joe Biden at the helm. He can't even protect American interests abroad. Look at what's happening to the ships in the Mediterranean. What's going on with our shipping lines and our trade? What's going on with shipping trades in the Mediterranean? You can't even protect American interests.
Years old, remain hospitalized here in the intensive
Help me out here. You said that
were at a family gathering when gunfire erupted Saturday night. The pictures are chilling. 3 people casually walked to the corner of 52nd and Damon.
Let me ask you a question. How many American hostages are being held by Hamas terrorists right now?
They fired nearly 20 shots, all apparently in the direction of a family gathering.
Isn't it the job of the American president to protect American citizens? What is Joe Biden doing? What has Joe Biden done for those hostages in Gaza? He sent in aid to the Hamas terrorists to aid and abet their terrorism acts in Israel. He hasn't reclaimed not one American hostage.
Okay, so you didn't sit with terrorists because when you said that, what came to my mind was that the first and the last time an American president sat with terrorists was in Camp David, and that was Trump with the Taliban terrorists. So I thought that was what you were referring to. That's why I wanted a clarification, but now I got you.
No, what Trump did was he achieved the Abraham Accords. For the first time in American history, he got more countries, Arab countries, to get a pact with Israel and deliver real, lasting, and sustaining peace. Where's Joe Biden's authority? Where's Joe Biden's position on the Middle East? All it is conflict and war and bloodshed.
Matter of fact, where is Joe Biden?
That's corny. Really?
So you vote for the criminal.
It's so nice. You guys are so mad.
You're so mad at TC for actually
Yes,
just
the
turning the
reason
script
why
around.
He's not even making good arguments. That's responsible, please.
Can I just say something? It's not genuine because he said when he started.
I'm about to ask you a question.
He said when he started, I'm going to help the Republicans, right? Because we know TC in this room for the last 3 years, and he doesn't argue like this. And the fact what he's doing, he said, I'm going to help the Republicans with a counter conversation or counter argument. So it's not genuine. It's like those fake influencers on IG who buy followers.
Not genuine.
You are
He's not being genuine
tonight, and I do not like fake. And I'm kind of looking at you a different way right now. It's not genuine. I like when people come up and genuinely talk from their heart. I don't know why Responsible thinks that he should be talking over me. I like when people are talking from their heart, and TC's not talking from his heart. So, what would make you change? Like, flip you this, you change. Flip you that. It's like people who just, it's like a little, I don't even want to use a word because it might be
like a little dick.
But it's not a good look. I land my plane now, and responsibly you can talk if you want to talk now because you were just dying to talk over me.
I know you don't believe this.
She's an expert on your heart.
I know you don't believe this, but there's two ways to look at a situation, Yvonne. And all that he's doing is just putting the opposite hat on and giving the perspective from the other side of the argument. It's not really that evil. He's not being disingenuous. But what I do like, Yvonne, is how you give grace Biden for 2 years because he couldn't do COVID and all this nonsense. It's interesting how you give him that grace, but you don't give Donald Trump grace.
What actual substantial progress has he made for Black Americans? You're looking at unemployment numbers. The unemployment numbers. Joe Biden is a massive failure. He's failed on every turn. You don't have a stable world. You have a war for theories.
Private documents and private communications online over 200 times, collected metadata, and literally penned the country up for 3 years over some bullshit Donald Trump is a Russian spy routine that Adam Schiff and the rest of the Democrats literally used to clog up the airwaves, clog up Congress so that Donald Trump couldn't get the full effect of his presidency because he was constantly fighting this. Then, after those 3 years, we have a pandemic unleashed on the world, COVID, which took up another 8 months of Donald Trump's presidency. He has like maybe 6 to 8 months of actual presidency, and look what he got done in that amount of time. Meanwhile, we have Joe Biden making a great economy. Hold on, I'm almost done. He's making a great economy right now because if you have assets, if you have large amounts of money in the stock market, you're doing okay. It goes up and down. Mine's gone up and down. But if you don't have assets and you don't have lots of money in the stock market and mutual funds, etc., in the market in general, you are dealing with 20 to 30% inflation on consumer goods that everyday families buy every day, and wage growth is in the shitter. So there you go. I hope you have grace for Donald Trump next time in us.
You're 100% right, bro. Inflation is back on the rise. Okay, if this was such a great economy, we wouldn't see inflation numbers like how we have it. How about crime? Crime in the inner city. What's going on with education? Why is it that our students are performing on the lowest? We're the greatest country in the world, but our students are graduating with a 5th grade reading comprehension level. Where our students are graduating with 3rd grade math proficiency. What is Joe Biden's policy on education?
Did it just start happening, or has it been happening for a while? Because
I've got a question for all the Democrats on the stage.
Even when Trump was in office, the American kids their grades were falling. It's not today. It's not yesterday. It's not last week. It's not a year ago. It's not 2 years ago. It has been falling for a while. So you're going to put the blame on the last.
No, I'm going to ask you. You're supposed to have such a strong president. What's Joe Biden's policy on education?
Do you know the Republicans getting rid of Head Start if Trump get in office?
No, I want to know what Joe Biden's solution is for our education system. What is his policy on education? I'll wait. Oh, you don't have a policy. That's interesting. What is Joe Biden's policy on crime in the inner city? How is he fixing and addressing crime in the inner city? What's his policy there? He had the House and the Senate for the first 2 years.
Are you proposing another crime bill, CC? Are you saying that we should further punish marginalized black and brown people?
Why didn't he
Is that what you're saying, CC? Are you advocating for another crime bill? Because I've heard you talking a lot, and it sounds like you're advocating for another crime bill. It's wild. You're advocating for another crime bill?
No, I'm asking you.
No, I'm asking you. It sounds like you're advocating for another crime bill.
Is another crime bill such a bad thing?
All you did was deflect. You didn't give me a policy.
Anthony, are you saying that you support another thing too?
She's asking you a question because she doesn't have an answer.
Answer mine. I'll answer yours after you answer.
Answer mine. Exactly. I actually did.
No,
came off mic. Correct. You were in this conversation. I was talking to you.
I came off mic to say, is another crime bill such a bad thing? I asked the question. I'm great. I'm great. Are you sure? I'm A-okay.
Are you okay?
I'm amazing.
You're amazing. So are you feeling
I came off the mic and I said, is another crime bill such a bad thing?
It's so hot.
Okay, so as I said to you, I said, is another crime bill such a bad thing? I asked the question first.
Horrible idea.
Okay, beautiful. Could you explain why?
Beautiful. Can you answer my question?
Yo, like I'm asking you for explanation to your answer.
Why would another crime bill be a horrible idea? Because why would we invest more into policing when disproportionately we see that it's, not only our state and local budgets that go into policing, but the last couple times we've done a crime bill, it hasn't actually addressed the crime. So why would we do another one?
So
unless you're interested in further investing in what we call a sunk cost fallacy?
My answer to your question is the pendulum has swung too far. All of this bail reform, all of this, the streets are just running wild. All of this, raw criminality that's going on outside, the pendulum has swung too far.
Is that because all of these immigrants...
Okay, am I going to be... I didn't interrupt you one time.
I mean, how am I supposed to respond when you say
I wasn't finished. I wasn't landed. Why would you respond while I'm talking?
Back and forth?
Why would you respond while I'm talking?
Right, I'm just trying to make sure I can keep up. Do one at a time.
I'm literally talking. Why would you respond while I'm talking? Are you scared of the words coming out of my mouth?
Bruh, don't play yourself.
Bruh, sis. No, for real.
No, for real, don't play yourself.
I'm in the middle of talking. Play myself. You're a toy. You are a toy. What are you talking about? Play myself.
Can you please be serious?
Yes. Khaleesi, whatever your last name is.
Right, can you be serious?
I'm
because
totally
this
serious.
started because I asked you a question. Because you wanted to pre-clap for a crime bill, but you know nothing about policy. You can't actually have a substantive conversation with me. Because I just gave you a litany.
You gave me bullshit. What are you talking about? You gave me bullshit. Yes, listen, the bottom line is the war on drugs, as much as you dislike
war on drugs is not...
Okay, whatever.
See, this is the problem. A war on drugs is not a crime bill. So how did we get from war on drugs? How did we get from crime bill to war on drugs? Which
crime bill are you referring to?
We can talk about either of them. We can talk about the Safer Streets Act. We can talk about the 94 crime bill. There's a lot of them. Which one do you want to talk about? What about the one that diverted all of the militaries, all of the surplus military gear to individual municipalities? What about that one? Which one do you want to talk about? Since you know so much and you're just playing with me like I'm a toy, Anthony Edwards.
What was the impetus for the 94 crime bill?
What was the impetus? Well, actually, this thing called the Kerner Report happened, where after the original riots, or not the original riots, but the riots in the 60s, in the wake of the civil rights movement, they did this thing called the Kerner Report, where they studied, these racial jungles.
So the 94 crime bill
areas. Are you going to interrupt me now while I school you, or are you going to shut the fuck up? Because respectfully, I'm telling the history, but I know that you wouldn't know that if you don't read. You do need a history lesson, sir, because that's why we're having this conversation right now, because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Very simple.
It's really very simple. Reading is
until the crime reaches your doorstep. That's when things change.
Oh my God.
It's all good until the crime reaches your doorstep.
until something happens to your loved one, until somebody that you know gets out of bail, gets out with no bail, and they commit more crimes. It's out of control. All right, you don't really,
right.
you don't really care.
Crimes are non-violent.
You really don't care.
Is it possible?
Sorry, Go, with your infinite, non-ceasing wisdom, please tell us about all the ways I was wrong. Go ahead.
Well, I said it doesn't have to be me, just somebody else. Y'all just yelling at each other. He's calling you a toy. You talk about the Kerner report. Could somebody go?
This is what he said. Agree with that.
Okay, I guess no one's gonna go.
Well, I think it's funny that Kalisha is all concerned about grabbing by the pussy. She said that's the Republican thing. But earlier she was in rooms talking about how big a guy's dick is by the way he walks.
Correct, because science is important, so we should do studies. Try to come for me again, little bitch. Try to come for me again. Who cares what I talk about? I am so fascinated by whether or not I can figure out whether someone's dick is big by how they walk. I'm sure every woman in this room has a theory about it. I'm sorry no one thought you were relevant enough to tell you what they thought. Go find yourself.
But stop clutching your pearls about Trump and his comments when that's the kind of dialogue you engage in.
Sexual assault and speculating on phallus size are two different things. Please don't make a false equivocation.
Don't clutch your pearls. You weren't
What other black people are
you weren't that offended when you have engaging in that kind of dialogue on this app.
Kalisha, stop talking because they good at disrespecting us on stage. Stop talking, Kalisha. They good at disrespecting us on stage. You hear how they yelling and talking to you? So stop talking.
But you see how nobody is standing up for her as well.
These men are,
everybody
on this app.
This is
Nobody was talking to you.
You heard it here first. Fragile black masculinity.
Why would we stand up? She's a grown woman. We have
on the stage who fight with women every night.
Did you hear Dr. Trump say, why would somebody stand up for her? Like you would stand up for your right. You stand up for a woman, you idiot.
All right. Listen, check this out. I can tell you who's not standing up for women's rights. That's Joe Biden. Okay? What happened with Title IX? What happened with women's sports? What's happening with protection for women's sports? Because now a man can compete with women, and now all of a sudden, you guys want to be these warriors when it comes to women's rights, right? What happened to women's rights when women's rights was dashed, when men started being able to compete in women's racing and women's track and field and women's swimming? Yeah, what happened with that? Now men, Joe Biden,
DC has gone full blown on the chain tag, okay? This is what a real transformation looks like, okay? He really put on
I think that Joe Biden ought to do a better job at protecting women's rights because he's not doing a good job right now.
Trump shoes.
Yeah, it's amazing to me that Joe Biden is supposed to be this big white knight for women's rights, but we see the greatest erosion in women's rights when it comes to school-age children that have to grapple with the idea of a man going into a woman's bathroom.
It's really problematic the way you fly your big flag.
0.1%. He is talking gibberish, babbling for no reason, just to be heard.
Bathroom? That's a
you
lie.
should know. You sound like you know. Why don't you inform us? Why don't you sound? You sound like you know what a women's bathroom look like. Why don't you inform us all?
In the women's restroom.
He got the knowledge. He got the knowledge. Poor baby. Go suck a titty. Poor baby. He's back. Poor baby. Go get some breast milk. Poor baby.
I have 3 trannies in my Home Depot alone. One building.
Oh my God.
Sexual people. And 2 of them have beards.
Don't they?
Are they in the lumber section?
Actually,
It must be so disconcerting.
But how does he know he's a tranny?
I know, but how does he know? Complex that much talk.
These closeted gays are killing me. Why don't you guys just come out? It'll be easier for you in the long run. You know about what's happening in men's
men's pants, in women's bathrooms, in other men's pants that look like women. My God, you need to. Women are in the lumber section, you moron.
Hey, listen, let me ask you a question.
I need everybody to worry about their own booty
Champion
holes.
for women's rights. What's the definition of a woman?
Don't specify for everybody.
Don't answer him.
What's the definition of
Could a crime do such a bad thing? All you did was deflect. You didn't get
Oh, wait, Anthony, are you saying that you support another crime? I'm just asking for the record.
I'm asking you a direct question.
Great, I'm asking you a direct question too.
I'll answer yours as the
Great, I asked first, so you can answer mine. Are you asking? I actually did pay off money. Correct. We're in this conversation. I was talking to Steve.
I gave off money to say, is there another crime bill such as that?
Okay.
I asked the question. I'm quite sure you heard.
Are you okay?
I'm amazing.
You're amazing.
I came off the mic and I said,
It sounds like you're so hot.
okay, so as I said to you, I said, is another crime bill such a bad thing?
Horrible idea.
Okay, beautiful. Can you explain why?
Beautiful. Can you answer my question?
I'm asking you for explanation.
Why would another crime bill be a horrible idea? Because why do you think that's more disproportionately we see that, not only are the last couple times it's done a crime bill, it hasn't actually addressed the crime. So why would we do another one? Unless you're interested in further investing in what we call a cost balance.
Definition of a woman. Every single night, why don't you try getting you some vagina, and then you won't have to come in here and ask women about women, and then disrespect them on the stage and make you feel good, so you can jangle your balls all night long and Philly D and Philly Da, so you feel good about yourself. Okay, so get off me because I'm not the one. Don't come for me.
Lisa, go get your bag of dicks that you stole.
See what I'm saying? Did you see what I said? You see? That same fag, that same old ass wrinkled man.
Something that TikTok over.
Steve, I didn't do that.
Hold on. No. Whoa.
I'm trying, Kevin. Help me out here.
Thank you. Whoever said that, thank you.
Who was that? Wait, who was that? Who was that? Wait, one mic.
Hold on a second.
Hold on, but Kevin, somebody just Kevin, someone just attacked Lisa. I don't know who it was, and we're not gonna have that. We're gonna respect women.
What did you not hear her? I was the person that said whatever was said.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Listen. We're definitely not going to have that, but I mean, I actually heard her attacking him first.
Exactly.
We're definitely not going to attack back.
You're a lie.
Mute up. Listen. What do you mean I'm a lie?
Right here.
Yeah, because she didn't call no name. She didn't call no name. She didn't call his name.
You weren't here.
Well, she kind of said he didn't.
I didn't call any names either.
Okay. Let's move it on. Let's go. Move it on.
Yeah, just please keep people's names out your mouth. Stop the attacks. Let's get back to the debate. Again, welcome to Debate the News. Today is April the 17th, 2024. Team Biden, liberals. Team Trump, conservative. Team USA. I mean, I can't even say any of us are acting very conservative right now. We are grown. I say it all the time. We have more in common than we don't. We all want our country back on track. Just, spit the facts. Chat, you threw me off. Come up. Let's keep it factual and actual. Let's not attack, name call. Let's not, none of that. Let's come on. We're mature. Let's act mature, right? Let's act like the babies are listening, even though they're not, or they might be, right? And let's be educational about it. We're here to teach each other, learn from each other, share our views. We're not here to change anybody's mind, because that's obvious. People are who they are, and they feel how they feel. They're standing with who they're standing with, and that's okay. So let's move the mic around. I think we should allow the ladies to speak. Gentlemen, we do this every night. We bombard the stage. We've been going at it all night. Let's bring the ladies in. Please, come off mic. Auntie, you wanted to set it off for the ladies? Bring up a new topic or keep it on track, whatever you want to do. I pass it to Auntie Yvonne.
Wow, I like the Biden thing. These people are pepper. But here it is. If you're going to speak about it, I prefer when people are genuine and not just do, like if you're going to genuinely have a debate, not just debate it for the fun. I think TC kind of ratcheted it up tonight. So kudos to you for ratcheting it up, TC. And I don't know, we can continue to talk about Trump. Because today, between yesterday and today, he's, like when number one, they have, 6 people chosen for the jury now. They need, 6 more? So they're on their way. This is something coming, not something doing. So they have 7 now. And I think it is going well. The jury selection is going well. And the people say that they will be unbiased. So that's a good thing. So I think we're going to have this jury selected, and we're going to have a trial soon.
Well, I think if we're going to have an honest intellectual conversation, we have to talk about the exit from Afghanistan. Oh, no, I was just responding to Iman, because Iman wanted to have an intellectual conversation. Let's talk about how Joe Biden completely dropped and failed with the exit from Afghanistan. Let's talk about how Donald Trump completely defeated the Islamic State Caliphate, but Joe Biden can't even handle the small Hamas terrorists.
We'll take one topic at a time, TC. This is more. And I'm going to go back. And forth with you. We don't want to Trump is any of them.
You want to talk? I was dying to hear her. I'm dying for you to jump in, Laura. Go ahead.
Yeah, the exit from
that failed Afghanistan exit. Let's talk
about that. Are you going to let me finish, TC? I just wanted to make the point that Trump is the one that brought forth the Afghanistan removal of our troops. He never did it. Biden picked up where he left off. And I'm going on mute.
The Donald Trump administration left an orderly plan in place for an orderly exit of Afghanistan. But what did we do? We fumbled it. Okay, Trump's American. We executed it.
Donald Trump never executed his own plan.
They stole the election and kicked them out. How many issues? I'm answering your question.
I didn't ask for your answer.
Trump did fumble that, so you can't blame that on Joe Biden. I believe in January is when he actually said that we were going to withdraw. What he did do after he lost the election was he stalled, which is DLA, Distribution Logistics Agency, for them to be able to go down there to reevaluate the equipment for bringing back. They stopped a lot of troop movements of some of those vehicles that were being driven back to Kuwait, and some of those vehicles from being flown back. So that was a failure on the administration, and a lot of soldiers come back. Now, Biden did have to push it out a little longer so that they can get DLA out there. I think DLA's first visit was around February, and they did a final visit in either the end of March or early April. So that is a failure on the Trump administration. And I'm only going to address one thing at a time. You brought up something about North Korea. When it came to North Korea, there was no letter that was just written. What actually happened was all exercises were fought under KCOM, especially the ones that we do in North Korea with war fighters were canceled. They were canceled to make the North Korean president feel comfortable. But he was also we still could see that he was still working on his fucking long-range missiles. The same missiles that he was trying to use to show a show of force to try to shoot towards a U.S. territory. You brought up something about crime, I believe. There was 6 spending bills that Biden passed to help with criminal justice reform. I believe some of it had to do with mental health. I'd have to Google it real quick, but I do know it was a lot of reform to make up for the past. But I can't remember everything because I didn't write it down because I'm kind of busy. I'm trying to fold clothes and take care of my family. But yeah.
No, you're wrong, ma'am. You're wrong. Joe Biden did not pass any criminal justice reform bills in his presidency. Okay? You're also wrong.
There were spending bills that were...
No. Criminal justice reform bills were not passed under the Joe Biden administration. He had the House and the Senate the first 2 years of his presidency, and he could have passed the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. But what happened? They didn't pass it. Okay? And that falls on Joe Biden. Service members lost their lives in Afghanistan during that failed, fumbled exit. You can't blame that on Donald Trump. Donald Trump wasn't the commander-in-chief when those service people lost their lives. They lost their lives because there was no organization. There was a hearing on the Capitol where the top generals actually testified that the commands they were getting from the White House was inconsistent with what President Joe Biden was telling the public. He said that the generals never informed him that he should have a phased-out approach out of Afghanistan, when the generals testified to the exact opposite. So who's lying here? Is it Joe Biden or is it the generals? Because all you have to do is do that Google search you plan on doing, and you'll see that the testimony from the generals completely contradict the public testimony and the public statements that the Biden administration gave the public. Okay? If that's not dishonesty at the highest regard when it has to do with American service members' lives, I don't know what you call it, ma'am. What are you talking about? Criminal justice. Listen, Donald Trump shut down the caliphate. We saw the growth and the expansion of Hamas terrorists under the Joe Biden administration. That's an irrefutable fact.
It's hilarious.
Not only have they been stronger, but they've exacted more American lives, and now they're holding hostages. And what is Joe Biden doing? He's sending in aid to feed the terrorists instead of annihilating the terrorists. Who does that?
So there's
so many different things we can talk about. What about our exponential growth of illegal border crossing? Look at fentanyl.
One damn
Look at the fentanyl crisis at the southern border. I thought that Joe Biden was such a great president. Joe Biden's not a great president. He's a stand-in for a president. Okay, he got the election. He got the election because of COVID. Because the Democrats decided to take advantage of the election.
You sound like Donald Trump right now. So go on mute.
No, that's what you guys are elected.
Actually, I really thought I just came back in, and I really respect what TC's saying.
If we're gonna have a conversation, if we're gonna have a conversation about the Biden administration, if we're gonna have a conversation about the Biden administration, we're gonna have a full conversation about the Biden administration. Don't give me this crap about this unified government. Right now, we have one of the most divided America that we've ever had in American history.
Not true.
Because of Joe Biden and his policies that's dividing Americans. Not true. What's going on with fentanyl on the border? What's going on with that? Did he shut down the border because of the fentanyl crisis? He did.
Okay,
Joe Biden's not a real president.
We've gone to Israel to fentanyl. Can we pick a topic?
When Trump was in power and he divided the whole country and all the Ku Klux Klan and all those people, the whole MAGA movement, that is where the big division started. Started with Obama, then Trump. It was heightened in the Trump period. I don't even think it is as divided now as when Trump was in. Over to you, Laura.
Laura was just asking, let's pick a topic, right? So are we off topic now?
Are you going to speak for me? I'm going to go on mute.
No, Laura. I was saying, you said.
Sean, we say over to Laura, not you. You're Sean B. But, just let Laura speak. I want to hear what she has to say.
I think we need to bring it to who's going to be best serve our country coming in 2025 at the inauguration. Do we want a man that is sitting in court right now? Do we want Joe Biden with all of TC's negative conversation of all the things he hasn't done? We can go on, TC, because I know you better, TC. You can list all the good things that Biden has done. let's ask the question, do we believe a man that has had a gag order because he can't keep his mouth closed, 91 charges, sitting in criminal court, first time in history, with a mugshot against a man that I agree with TC, believe it or not, you're all going to say it. I think Joe Biden's done a horrible job on the border. I think Joe Biden has done a horrible job on Israel, talking out of both sides of his mouth. So yeah, I think we need to have a conversation of who of these two men. I wish there was a third party candidate that we could all vote for, so that we wouldn't have to have these heated debates every single night. Because I am not 100% in with Joe Biden. I'm not. I think he has failed this country on many levels. I'm going on mute.
What's wrong with the Democratic Party?
See, that turned the liberals into
any other
conservatives. I'm
options? No, hold on. No. But the big key question is, really, coming from California, the biggest question I hear from every Democrat here in California, which is 80% of the people that put money in my pocket, which is a win every time. I love it when they put money in my pocket. They don't even know who I vote for. If I told them who I voted for, guess what? They wouldn't even come into my business. But the key question is, and the questions that they're concerned about is, why are we only given the option of Joe Biden? Isn't that kind of disgusting that the Democratic Party only gives you Biden? No, hold on, Laura. You only get Biden as an option. Why? Why is your party only giving you Biden? What's wrong with your party giving you one option? That's crazy.
No, you know what's crazy is that I live in a state that has now gone purple. And if there was a better candidate than Donald Trump for the Republican Party, I guarantee you this state would vote red. But again, we have Republicans voting against Trump. Neither one of these candidates are good for either one of our parties.
Objection. Conjecture.
I can see agreement on that. I can definitely see agreement on that. Like, we're not happy. So the key point is, we're not happy with the options we have, right?
Right, Sean, to your point, I've been coming into this room to make the news with these lovely people for probably a year or 2 years, however long it's been around. I don't remember any conversations about replacing Joe Biden. There might have been one or two that I missed, but it is never a topic of discussion. They just follow along like sheep.
He's the incumbent president. Every incumbent president gets a second term to run. Trump ran for a second time tomorrow.
Damn, nice interruption.
My ass.
He barely.
You're the one going off on interrupting, like me interrupting, so shut up, Laura. Respond. Let doctors.
Really?
We can all.
Really. Respect. Don't talk your shit if you don't support your shit. When you say interrupting people, okay? I'm gonna interrupt purposely for that reason.
Awesome outfit. Okay, so thank you. So now you got me jumping all over the place. Anyway, you said he's the incumbent. He's the incumbent. I don't want to be mean to our president. He's still our president. And I don't want to say anything too bad, but he has trouble getting off the stage. He seems like he's on drugs when he has major speeches. He seems like he's on some type of amphetamine to get his brain working. He can barely walk physically. And he is 81 years old, I believe. I don't know his exact age, but he's in bad shape. Donald Trump is also old. Excuse me, can you stop? Donald Trump is also old. He's going to be, I don't know, maybe he's 78 or something like that. But he is sharp as a tack. You might hate it, but his brain is working just fine. And that's not even the point. That's not even the point for Donald Trump. The point is that you have completely let your party and your politicians take away even the availability of having a real candidate run for president. You're happy letting Joe Biden and his caretakers, 25-year-old caretakers, run the ship for another 4 years. It says a lot about you that you're willing to do that just because you hate this man, Donald Trump. It's really
but you want those the clown to run it. You
Donald Trump,
Sleepy Joe, and he's dozing off in his own hearing, if I go to court and there's a hearing, I would not be dozing off. So you guys haven't seen anything. You're always hitting up on Joe Biden as if some of you are going to listen to his.
Wait, hold up. Dozing off? Don't tell me to shut up. When you blink, they caught a picture of him blinking. He didn't fall asleep during the case. That's ridiculous. His eyes were open in what they captured in that report. By the
Kevin, I have my hand raised.
Hold on a second. Sean, you can't talk over people, man. You can't do it, okay? And we can't be disrespectful. Go ahead, Laura, let's go.
Okay, my point is that at least Joe Biden could fill a cabinet. Donald Trump never had a full cabinet. So that was probably the problem with Trump. If he had good advisors that could help him steer the country where we don't all, and this word hate is really,
I agree.
I don't hate anybody. I don't know Donald Trump. I know what Donald Trump displays to me as the next elector for the Republican Party. And it's not his policies, which I don't know what they are. If he would speak on policy instead of speaking on things that are irrelevant to his next election, maybe we could get a better idea of what he stands for. But at this point in the game, the Republican Party has not put an agenda agenda together for November 2024 when we all go out to elect our next president. And Sean, if you ever tell me to shut up again, I thought you did better than that. Thank you.
Laura, his policy descriptions are on his website, Laura. To go to his website, I should be on his website. So if you're really interested, go check out his website.
Yeah, Laura, I think you're a good person. Actually, sleeping part is you haven't been able to look. You haven't been able to hear. Donald Trump puts his policies in every one of his 2-hour-long speeches that I can't even watch anymore. He's constantly putting his policy out there. I agree with you with the Republican Party.
I'll go to his website.
This will take less than 30 seconds.
Yeah, but
Laura, we want to talk about Trump. I am addressing Laura. Wait, Trump sleeping? Trump falling asleep at his court trial? How about Biden falling asleep at UN meetings and some of the most important meetings ever? Yeah, let's talk about the person who leads our country falling asleep in front of the key countries that are responsible. It's recorded. Look it up.
She has an excuse. She said the UN speech is boring. That's her excuse. She gives him an excuse all day long.
Because he could go to jail. That is even bigger. That's
It's the jury selection process. The jury selection process. There doesn't need to be a way to the jury selection process.
But okay, I'm not comparing, but why doesn't he alert?
The jury selection process is boring.
Because you guys constantly keep trying to put him in jail. He's exhausted.
Gentlemen,
no mods on the stage present. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, gentlemen, with all due respect, Kevin, I'm asking respectfully, I'm not even raising my voice. Give me the top 5 policies. Go.
I'll go to his
Infinity or Dr. Responsible?
Yeah, I can go to his website and read it to you right now.
Please do.
Love your diversion, Laura. Talk about all the times Biden fell asleep. Don't put yourself above me.
Notice how the supporters don't have the answer. The Donald Trump supporters don't have the answer. That's why they didn't give it to you yet. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go to the first 5. Go ahead.
Top 5 policy prescriptions by Donald Trump.
You're gonna do it, Doctor?
He's got to read it. You want to do it? I've been speaking a lot. If you want to do it, go ahead.
Okay, so first of all, his policies are really simple. Okay, he's going to declare war at the border on cartels. Okay, he's actually going to ask Congress, I think on his first or second day, to declare that there is only 2 genders, male and female. Okay, he's going to also end veteran homelessness in America, and he's actually going to give no welfare for the illegal aliens, and they will not be allowed to be counted on the census because, they're trying to pack these states up so that they can get these people on the census. once they become on the census, then they actually will get more
congressional representation.
Exactly. Okay.
Can I just add to something that you're saying, Kevin? Really quick. From his website, Laura, it's from the top 5 thing. Rebuild the greatest economy in history, and there's details on that. I'm just giving you the headlines, and then if you have questions, I'll read you the detail. Here's number 1 on his list. Rebuild the greatest economy in history. There are details. It's just a headline. Second, fair trade for the American worker. There are details if you want it. Third, unleash energy dominance. There are details, but I'm just giving you the headlines. The next one, number 4, secure borders and reclaim national sovereignty. That's number 4. And number 5, war on the drug cartels. There's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 on the website right there. And all you have to do is hit the little plus button, and you can read all the detail in terms of how he plans to implement his ideas. But the ideas are there if you just would look for them. If you go to his website, he has the top 15 issues with corresponding details if you're so interested.
Hold on a second. Don't forget one of the most important things he's going to do is, hold on a second, the most important thing that he's going to do, get the death penalty for human traffickers. Okay? That's trafficking children. Okay? And also women. Okay? He's actually asking for the death penalty for those individuals. Okay?
Nice Kevin, thank you. You're the first Republican that has come on this stage and actually given us the top 5, and I want Manfinity to know that I appreciate that.
Thank you, Laura. And for the record, I'm not a Republican. I'm a registered independent. I'm only voting for Trump because he's the more appealing of the 2 candidates. But thank you for acknowledging that. And if you would just go to his website.
I'm curious. Thank you.
Thank you. All the details are there if you would just hit the plus button next to each one of those top 5 issues. Thank you.
Hold on one second. He's also going to cement fair trade and reciprocal trade for each country. So that means that if we buy $1 billion worth of goods from China, China has to buy $1 billion worth of goods from the United States. And what that'll do is secure the trade and our future of actually us manufacturing, so on and so forth, and keeping jobs in the United States. He's going to actually bring back. Hold on a second. Don't talk over me. Now, I'm serious, okay? It's getting way the fuck out of hand. Now, you won't be doing this on Chatter because you won't be able to open your mic unless they let you open your mic.
Where is Chatter?
Well, then what's the point of going over
It's
there?
on Saturday, so sleep.
Did something happen to his microphone?
Well, could I get up real quick for a second? I just wanted to say, for anyone who's worked on a campaign, what is on the website is reflective of what the policy people in the campaign think. It's not representative of the candidate's heart. I think Kevin did a better job of probably saying what Trump's priorities are, because those are the things he talks about, right? So if you want to know what a candidate's focus is, it's what they speak about during their speeches. And I think, Kevin, you were more so thinking about the things he's actually discussed, right?
But also, CEO, on those stump speeches that go on.
These are what he actually do when he gets into office.
Yeah, but you got that from his, right? You got that from his speech, right? You got that from what he's talking about. Where did you get that from?
He says these things on almost every speech.
Yeah, I agree with you.
CEO, what you're not getting, CEO, what you seem to not be understanding. I'm sorry.
What you need to know is this, okay? It's very simple. When he was elected the last time, he actually completed more things that he actually campaigned on than any other president in the history of the United States. Than any other president. Okay?
Facts. Yeah, no, I believe you. No, Kevin, I believe you.
He said, oh, he's like 5 or whatever. But that's not true, okay? He actually completed more things. And the things that he wants to complete could be something that 100% should be bipartisan, okay, about everything. Because he wants to bring back drug protection back to America. He wants to actually stop the drug shortages. I mean, do you realize right now that we have a drug shortage right now that's been going on for like over a year on Adderall? Okay, that's something that like they got all these kids on, and they rely on this drug, and now they're being rationed. Okay, what they can get. That could be the lead of anything that could be going on right now with shootings and everything. Because if a kid doesn't have this medicine, you never know what's going to happen. Okay?
Yes,
like,
you're 100%
big
right, Kevin.
Yeah, exactly.
You're 100% right, Kevin. One of the biggest things that Donald Trump is going to do is he's going to send back every single one of those illegal aliens that are in our country, sucking the lifeblood from our economy. He's going to send them back. He's going to send them packing. And guess what? That's going to be the best thing for our community. Get our schools back. Our children are going to get their education back. All of that stuff. All right.
Can I just address CEO? I just want to address CEO.
Are you kids not getting an education, TC?
I would like to address CEO really quick. CEO, all those stump speeches that Trump gives, most of that is written. He ad-libs here and there, but those are written by his campaign staffers. So the things that he speaks on the campaign speech are reflective of the 5 things that I articulated direct from his website. I just wanted to be concise and direct. I wanted to be concise and direct towards... No, you said that I was not articulating the true concerns of his heart, and that's not true.
Listen, okay, what I'm trying to tell you is this. Every candidate has 10 or 15 things on their website that are their policy. What I'm telling you is the campaign people are focused on, that's from them. The candidate, what they care about the most is the things that actually make the stump speeches, because they're reading those speeches, they're editing them, and they're reflected because they're actually talking to people live. So
he's not looking at the website. You don't think he's reading it?
Can I finish? My point is what Kevin said is most reflective of Trump's core priorities, because those are the things that he talks about in the speeches. Those are the things he cares about the most. It's not 15 topics, if you noticed. It's more like 5 or 6.
Right, so but the 5 that I mentioned...
That's fine.
But the 5 that I mentioned...
Website. That's fine.
No, but the 5 things that I mentioned are things that he mentioned in his speeches. And trust and believe he does edit and re-edit what's on his website as well. Because he has input on as to what the top issues are on his website. It's not far-fetched to believe.
How many congressional campaigns have you worked on?
I'm not talking about congressional. I'm talking about Donald Trump. I'm talking about the way he operates his campaign. He's not going to let anything go on his website that he's not checking off. Trust me.
Yeah, we're not worried about some lower level.
Yeah. One second. Here's the thing, okay, that you guys need to realize is Donald Trump is unscripted, okay? And if you think he's got a bunch of people writing speeches for him, okay, on a daily basis, every time he goes to one of those rallies, he doesn't do that, okay?
No, but he is reading, though. Most of the time he is reading.
Well, he's getting talking points, but he doesn't stick to any scripts.
No, he ad-libs in between, but when you see his eyes, he goes from side to side, and he's reading right off of the little glass screen there, and then he'll ad-lib when he gets crowd response, but he is reading verbatim all the way through, but then he'll ad-lib throughout. But he does read at every one of those rallies. I've been to 1 or 2 of his rallies. He just sits there and reads, but he presents it as if he's not reading. He's that good. And he ad-libs. Trust me, he's reading all the time.
Okay, let's throw it down to April. April, let's go. She's been coming up like crazy. Come on, April, let's go.
Take your mic and you know what to do with it, Kevin.
Kevin, it's Laura. Can I jump in?
Baby, Laura, let's go.
I'm open mic. I'm listening to a radio. Okay. Can you use your mic, Dave? Thank you. Yes, yeah. Okay, thank you. I just put in the, I just did it, went down onto the Google machine. Trump's lead over Biden in the polls is evaporated because his criminal trial started. I have a question for the room. Do you truly believe if this man is found guilty that the American people are going to vote for a guilty criminal?
Yes, because they think they consider this case trumped up. So even if he gets convicted, they understand he wasn't going to get a fair trial in New York City. They should have kicked it to upstate New York or Long Island somewhere. They shouldn't have kept it in the city. So if he gets a guilty verdict, people are going to take it with a very small grain of salt.
Uh-huh.
Laura, Laura, and that was a question to ask this room. Have you been listening to these people speak? And as far as what he just said, and what he just said, whoever that was, because I am also driving, how could they take a case that was filed in the District of Manhattan to Staten Island or upstate New York? So just look at the. See, no, it's not easy because they can't. Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay, yeah, right, easy. No, it's not.
Excuse me, Lisa, it was put before the judge.
You literally end Doug, or what? Or are you just going to cut people off?
Oh, I thought she stopped. Okay, go ahead.
No, he did.
I thought she stopped. Go ahead. Lethal.
Okay, never mind. Go ahead, Thomas. Finish it up for me, because my
because in the case of Enron, we learned that because Trump is so big and powerful, right? He's known worldwide. It doesn't matter where he goes. It's hilarious to me that you want to say he's not going to get a fair shake in the city he was basically raised. He made his name in before he became, he went to Hollywood. No, it's weird that you still can't remain on mute. I'm glad that some things never fucking change. But at the end of the day, it's one of those aspects that just as many people that went to protest, like all 20 of them, it's just as many people are going to be up in revolt. Because let me remind everybody on the stage, the lackluster numbers that we see out of people of Trump voting are just out of Republicans. When you want to become president, you got to get both sides of the vote, not just your little friends and get them to click together. You got to get Democrats and independents to vote for you. I know you say that you are an independent. Nobody in this stage, I'm going to remind you, believe that shit. But at the end of the day, it's also one of those aspects, he's going to fail to get the American vote because he can barely get the actual Republican votes. Hence, like Laura's state, which is amazing to me because now Republicans are hiding and only working for, what is it, Laura, have you looked at it for 1 or 2 hours? Just so they can not roll back that 1887 bill that they passed?
For a law where 80% of the Republicans in this state are against it. So if you don't think this state's going to go for Biden again, because they did in the last election, you throw the 1864 law out against women's rights when Arizona wasn't even a state, it was a territory, and women can go to prison and so can their doctors for 2 to 5 years. The Republican women are coming out in droves saying, "Stay out of my uterus." Even the Republican women.
I understand that, but when I'm talking about the change of venue question,
court's decision.
So
the states to have the right to choose. And make
the change of venue
you
question.
have the right to choose and vote your state's voice. Really, Laura, every single one of us has the choice to be in the state we're in and vote for our local legislature. Local legislature. Really? You want the federal government to make your choice, or you want your state to?
Sean, do you understand how this even happened? What happened?
Guess what? It was never law. It was never law.
No,
it was never constitutional law ever.
I don't know how this happened because you want to correct me so quickly because I actually do the research on the state that I live in, so I know who to vote for. This is what happened. We had a 15-week abortion. Right? They overturned it to a 6-week abortion ban. That wasn't good enough for the state. So what happened is the women's right to choose women that want the right to choose, literally went out with a petition, got over 400,000 signatures to bring this issue back onto our ballot in November of 2024. What happened is our Supreme Court, our state Supreme Court, literally put this law into place because of a response to a petition that was signed. But the beauty of it is this petition will still be on our ballot in November 24, and all women, regardless of party, 80% of women polled in this state said they will sign that this law get overturned. So what's happening is, if you don't think abortion is an issue for most states, when 17 states in this country have a abortion ban, that affects 66 million women voters. I promise you, this state will vote for Joe Biden again, and so will the 16 other states, because the Supreme Court decided to get in something that they never should have gotten into in the first place. Now I can go on mute because I know the facts of the state that I live in, Sean. Don't tell me about where I live.
Clarify Arizona to you as well. I don't support what happened in Arizona, Laura, and I conclude what I have to say. I don't support what they did there. Okay? I definitely support. I've already made my voice very clear on abortion, and I do believe in women's rights. Okay?
Okay, going back to the change of venue question.
Yeah.
This was put before the judge in this case.
Manfinity, I don't care who the fuck you are. Shut the fuck up for a second.
You're not going to talk to me that way. It doesn't work that way. No, I'm going to continue to talk until they mute the mic. They have to mute everybody's mic. Because I'm not going to stop talking because you're overly rude. You don't get to talk over me. It doesn't work that way. You don't tell me to shut the fuck up. So the room is going to get shut. The room is going to get muted.
Any mods? Any mods?
My check. All right, thank you. So I just want to get back to the change of venue question that Laura raised. So Laura, the change of venue question, the change of venue was put before the judge in this trial. The judge denied the change of venue request.
Right, man.
And I'm going to continue to talk because she asked me a question. Somebody else talking.
I didn't ask you a question, Lisa did, and you interrupted.
Actually, I wanted to hear well, hold on, because what was happening was, Laura, I'm guessing here you are a female in Arizona, so you kind of have your pulse on the Arizona political angle, especially what used to be a ruby red state is now about to turn purple because of basically the Republican Party refusing to listen to the people. Now, Sean, on the other hand, is in counter spot to that. I kind of wanted to hear the back and forth if we can have a civilized conversation, because that's where the conversation is going to be turned to.
Yeah, and Tom, my children that I have in my
Hold on, I'm listening to Laura. Laura, go ahead, and then I want to hear from Sean afterwards. Unabated, please.
The right that I had that my children and grandchildren at this very moment don't have. So why is this country going backwards instead of forwards? Okay.
It's going backwards because the Democrats are in charge and they're a bunch of criminal, child molesting, Satanist, non-pragmatic idiots.
This guy's been Kevin, please.
Sean is not in the room, so you can't.
Please, not listen. TC tore you apart and he's trolling everyone. TC's a genius, but you all know that you have Trump derangement syndrome. Mods, you fucking child.
Yeah, I wanted to respond to Laura's question about the conviction. So, Laura, I think that if the last Trump conviction is before Labor Day, it won't impact the election. If it's after Labor Day, it will. The reason I say that is because if Trump has time to reframe the conversation, then he'll be successful in that. But if it happens too close to the election date, then he will not be able to.
I don't think we're giving the American people, I'm going to respond to him. He said my name, I want to respond. I don't think we're giving the American people enough credit to know. I wouldn't let a known criminal sit at my dinner table, let alone run my country. Thank you.
Well, Laura, the only thing I'll say about that is that none of us could imagine a scenario 10 years ago where you said, hey, there's a presidential candidate who has 93 charges coming up against him. Would you vote for him?
It goes down like wine.
That is not even fathomable, Laura. So the fact that we are here year right now, and he is literally in a coin toss in terms of how close this election is, tells you his ability to shape the conversation. So all I'm saying is, like, let's just deal in the reality of what we've already seen, because this scenario today wasn't fathomable 10 years ago.
But, oh, go ahead, Laura.
No, Thomas, please go. I was just saying I agree with what he said.
Oh, no, the other problem, the other angle that we need to look at is also the fact that what were the poll numbers? Because last time I checked, you know,
all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. So I put my my email into the chat, and then I did. Yeah, that's it. We talked about second before in the class, but that's definitely, if you have not seen that, that's a must-see film that the brother posted into the chat. All of these things matter. All right, brother Fade.
So these people speak.
So I'll save you if it's free. Appreciate you. That's what you was gonna say. Let's start with our brother Anthony.
Shalom, family. Just wanted to ask before. So what you say is just time to flee Babylon, or do we just stay here to, get, for the next exodus out of here, or what's your? I just wanted to know your opinion on that, brother.
Yeah, and it will be my opinion, because there is not a. I was talking to Brother Mike about this maybe about a month back, a few weeks back. There is not a right or wrong answer to that. Right? It's not a right or wrong answer. You have to do what you feel like is best for you to do and your family. Right? You should pray about it. You should fast about it. You should weigh your options and make your own decision. Now, I always like to make the point that judgment is never going to be out of reach. Like, the Lord's judgment doesn't stop at America's borders. This is a worldwide thing. It's going to be famines, wars, pestilences, draconian laws, all over the place. No matter where you go to. Now, you can go somewhere to where you feel like it better suits you, or you're better, so like you're better able to tolerate it, or you feel like it'll be easier. However, judgment is not going to be far from wherever you go. So I'm not saying, no, don't leave America. I'm not saying, hey, no, stay here. I'm saying you pray on it, you fast on it, and then you and your family, you make whatever decision you feel like is best. I have no right or wrong answer. At this time, my plan is to stay until we're gathered. That's my plan, is to stay here.
Okay. Thank you, brother.
Brother Zan.
Yeah, I mean, I think according to was it who did the Art of War? Anyways, the expression is that war is the perpetual state of man, and that if you look historically, you'll see that politically, if military action is the will of the politicians, I mean, it's obvious that war is never going away. The utopian ideal or the concept, or what's really happening is everybody on this app is always presenting these utopian ideals, which are so far away from the reality, which is that we are in World War III, and it's been going on since 9/11. That's a fact. The government just doesn't want you to know that. The military-industrial complex doesn't want you to know that. Your politicians don't want you to know that. Your mom doesn't want you to know that. But that's the real, and it's not even the new. It's just something you kind of have to eventually figure out on your own, because No one's going to tell you that you were born into a world in war, or technically you were born into World War III. I mean, but World War I and World War II and World War III are all just concepts. You living in a world of exceptional, never-ending violence, because Clown House is a microcosm of the whole world. And come to Clown House. It's a bunch of people screaming at each other all day long, nonstop, and they keep repeating themselves. That's what's really happening on the world stage. So, I like to say there's not a speck of dust out of place in the whole universe, and you need not worry about your future. So if you made it this far, there's a very high probability that you're going to continue to make it, and you'll probably die a natural death. But there's always that black swan event where you might say, uh-oh, Joe Biden got us. The Democrats tricked us. Oops. Uh-oh, something happened. Some people did something. Oopsie.
Okay. Well, we appreciate that insight as well. Bate, do you have any songs to take us out?
I absolutely do.
All right, let's get it.
Con. This one is, of course, I've played it before. It's actually my favorite from the God is Good album. I'm gonna get that.
Y'all leave my brother Jordan alone in the comments, alright? Leave my brother Jordan alone in the comments. If y'all was blessed by the edification and it's on your spirit, you're able to do so. You can shoot me a Cash App. It's in my bio. I do also have Zelle and I have PayPal. God bless you. I wish I could rock a thumb off the water to all of you who have donated in times past, and you have donated with it.
Donations.
نمیدونم حالا باید به گوش بدی ببینی کجا گفته چی گفته در چه موضوعی گفته ولی فکر نمی‌کنم مسئله
بابا تو چی میگی فکر فکر نمی‌کنم یارو چت نوشته من لذت میبرم
دلم برا خیلی تنگ شده.
مکول میگه گفته منتها مثلا شاید حسش در اومده مثلا از لجش از حسش گفته نه که واقعا باور داشته باشه منظور فکول اینه
اونجا ببینی مثلا اونجایی که این حرف
My brother is in Iran. I want to tell you that the American government and Israel. Kicked me real quick. That was gonna be a funny one.
Not you, Dubia. This week. What is your name on this app? You know this? Hold on. I'm making a point. Hold up. Look, Dula asked me a question, right? We keep going down these different slopes, right? Dula asked me to give him 5.
Hello? I came from my free dollar. Not dollar. Dollar. I want a dollar. Can you cash at me?
Bro, we lost Relly, bro.
What happened, bro?
We lost Relly. Oh, wait, we got Conwell. Holy shit. All right, now I need you to be on point, Conwell, because my cousin here. He ain't going to play that bullshit. I'm going to do the bell stuff.
No.
But
that ain't what you was saying earlier.
Bitch, you gonna get my face.
Assemble the troll army. I'm uniting 2 troll rooms. Assemble the troll army. I'm assembling troll rooms. Unite the troll army. I'm assembling troll rooms. I'm looking at 30 cell phones. I will network us all and we will bring this app down today. Join me. And we will destroy this app in every room forever. And it will never IPO, and you will just continue giving all your data to the government.
Hey, I told you. I'm trying to tell y'all that Clown World will deliver. Y'all didn't believe me, and y'all had to stick around. But he will deliver.
Brandon, you are in Troll City. No kicking people out with Dime, ABK, Chicken George, No, and Billy.
Wait. What do you mean by Chicken George? What do you mean by that?
He related to King Kunta Kinte out of Detroit.
I will also deliver.
Disappear very quickly. Is it?
I usually talk man. I understand what's up. Good everybody.
Hello?
Hello, mate.
Hello. I gotta tell you, the Clown World guy read me a book.
Hold on, Rel. We rarely get Clown World, man. Damn, let me just finish on this blunt. Then, I don't know who that is.
Hello?
He's just funny. Just funny. What's up, Clown World?
What you say, Dime?
Huh?
What you just say? You gotta start doing
Clown World, can I ask you something? Clown World, are you black?
Yes. Yeah, I usually be with Victoria in her room, but at the time I be actually in her house. So a lot of times you'll hear me and her.
Yeah, Victoria's.
What the fuck is that? Wait a minute. That was a new development to this Clown World shit.
Wait a second.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I'm in a room. It's called Troll City. No kicking people out in Dime's house. I told you I'm uniting the troll clans, assembling a troll army.
What the hell?
Yo.
I got multiple phones, and together we will achieve unlimited power.
Is that Republican?
Yeah, this Republican.
Republican, get the fuck out of here, bitch. You always making all that motherfucking noise, bitch. I am sick of you, bitch. What the fuck you got going on?
You can vote Republican.
Noise, bitch. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit you talking about.
Hey, yo, that was a new development, Tiana. I'll give you that.
Too motherfucking much.
He is black.
Are you sure?
Like that.
Well, he's been studying us.
He's been studying us.
But real, you there?
Don.
What? Faggot.
Why you be playing on me, Don?
You're gay.
Man. This nigga really.
Don, you know you like me, Don.
Yo, just so real what happened.
Your nose
Who was in
big
here?
as fuck. You're not my type.
I was here.
No,
What you mean ain't your type?
You're not my type.
I don't know what that means, Don.
You would never be my type. You ain't my type of nigga, baby.
Yeah, I want to get Tiana to explain it.
I'm not really good at explaining things, so I feel like you should do it.
Who is them people talking? Y'all shut the fuck up.
Finish the sentence.
You and Ladies Night, the House of R&B with Brandon, Gerard, Tiana, Lorenzo, Rail, Karen, Kai.
Shut the fuck up, Brad, Deanna, Lorenzo,
I know.
Shut up.
I'm trying to assemble a troll army. Don't fuck around. You can't kick me now. You started this. No kicking people in the Troll City.
I was at work. I was trying to listen, but y'all started
Hey, I didn't think it sounded like that. What the fuck?
Well, basically, real. So, it was,
That nigga sound like a bitch on me.
That ain't me. That Brandon.
He do sound like a bitch.
That's what I'm
He sound
saying.
like you.
I'm just gonna keep that one off the record.
I'm just gonna take a deep breath before I respond to you.
What you said, Billy?
That nigga told him the 3 rules. Yeah, my government name.
My government name.
Who say your government name?
Because it doesn't have the fiber, it doesn't have the minerals, it doesn't have the vitamin, particularly the fiber. The fiber in food is what slows down the release of the sugar in that food into your bloodstream. So when you eat a food that's really sweet, like a really sweet Fuji apple, a really sweet Pink Lady apple, or any other red Macintosh, you eat any sweet type of apple, they're loaded with fiber, particularly in the skin. So when you eat that apple, the fiber in that food is gonna slow down the release of that fruit sugar into your bloodstream. So you won't get this quick, sharp spike in blood sugar because your body, it's like put it like this here. It's like if you got your door wide open, okay, and a whole bunch of ants start running towards your door about to come inside of your house. Okay, what the fiber does is the fiber is like if you stepped in front of the door with like a spray and you start spraying the threshold of your door, you start spraying this chemical, and what happens? It slows the ant down. Now instead of hundreds of ants running in at the same time, let's just say 1 or 2 come in at a time, and it's like, you know, a decent amount of intervals between each time some of them come in. So one comes in, and then about 10 minutes later,
stores. Lowe's closed 50 stores. Macy's closed 150. Starbucks actually closed 61 stores. Home Depot's closing 15 stores. Dollar Tree is closing 1,000 stores. Foot Locker's closing 400. Gap's closing 300.
حماسين لانه في كاريوكي بارتيز كتير هونيك بالساحل وانا كتير بحب غني فبدي اروح على بعرف صوتي مش حلو بس انا كتير بحب غني كتير بحب غني فبدي اروح لهونيك لانه بدي اروح على الكاريوكي هدول البارتيز بس ما يكون في بارتي
غني حب اسمع صوتك يعني في الغنى
لا شكرا
دلم برا خليتك شده
هيدا
عفوا هاي تسميتها مودريتر باي ميستيك ما تندر
اوكي كتير بحب هيدا بس انا ما بحب البارتينج والكلابس وهيك بس بحب هيدا الكاريوكي يعني هيك بحب غني بزعق بالمايك.
In the very beginning.
Dude, girl, you don't want me to sing karaoke.
I don't, unless
we don't want to fucking listen to you, man. We want to listen to her. What's wrong with you?
Well, I want to hear her sing karaoke.
Nobody asked you. Okay, don't sing.
Yeah, I said I want to sing. I want to hear her.
يا حمو اطلع بدي اسالك انا هيدا الكروكودايل دي صورة حقيقية؟
I think شكلك كذا دك.
Yeah,
sing me some karaoke, girl.
Oh my fucking god, هذا salt water حمو هيدا تمساح النيل.
What?
Ladies, I'm single and I'm ready to mingle.
Man, why this the same nigga gang?
That's right.
He said he was a troll.
That's right. I'm the founder of Clown House Podcast. And ladies, if you're looking for a real man who's going to take you to the Hollywood Walk of Fame and get you a...
Oh, God dang, I dressed the fuck out of his ass. Oh, no, they dressed the fuck out of his ass, though. I'm trying, man. Look, see my homegirl
That's
Tiana?
going to be funnier. We're not going to Google.
Hey, Zane, you see my homegirl Tiana up there? Go ahead.
Hey, Tiana, you look like a 46-year-old mother of 3. I'm not interested, but I'm just saying God bless you and health.
We can't tolerate that now, brother.
We can, because I'm trying to be a 46-year-old mother of 3.
We can't tolerate that. You can't come in here disrespecting our ladies.
That's not disrespect. It's a compliment.
Yeah, man. We're going for it.
I plan on making some baby mamas this year.
So, damn.
He said he's just gonna bust us on.
Gonna make some proud single mothers. Oh shit.
Key, why you so quiet? Key might be asleep. They tried an episode of the X-Men 97. Was it this morning? Let me see.
Wait, what?
have a new episode of the X-Men 9/7 shit. It's little TV.
Chapter 11, Bitcoin fixes this. That's the name of the room.
What's the next episode, T?
I don't think this is it, but
I know it's getting, it's getting dark.
They already working. They already working.
I'm thinking.
They texted.
I'm thinking about.
And carbohydrates. Okay. Now, that's what I mean by that is when you eat the protein, it increases your body's temperature, if you will, and you seem to burn more calories. It helps you burn more
There's no
calories.
amount of celebrity status. There's no amount of money.
You know,
makes that. That's just. I mean, what parent would have let? It just doesn't make sense.
He was preying on these weird parents too, like because he was globally famous. So he would be fucking shipping in kids and parents from like Australia and shit like that. It was like weird stuff.
Hey, I just want to address the title and interrupt and say I'm about to file bankruptcy and I want to know how can Bitcoin help me get through my bankruptcy successfully. Thank you very little.
Have you been to a Red Lobster recently?
Oh my God.
What the fuck? I used to work at a Red Lobster. It was pretty good.
Wait, bring him back.
Wait, where was the guy? Who was the entertainer?
Kicked him out.
People.
Great questions, then.
Yeah, thank you. I'll just staying topical, and I am going for bankruptcy from a foreclosure when I tried to file for a Barack Hussein Obama Make a Home Affordable Act, but they denied my mortgage modification, and I lost my motherfucking house to foreclosure because the goddamn Democrats, the Federal Reserve, and the banks are a bunch of criminals. And now the motherfucking lawyers downtown are trying to kill me and take my house with a lien, and they suing me. I gotta file bankruptcy. Anyways, my point is, I'm very optimistic in light of all my difficulties. And I am wondering, how can Bitcoin help me rise like a pole in a fire out of all this chaos and become wealthy again? Thank you all very little. We'll call you. Don't call us. God bless and hold everyone. Hold strong.
Well, bless me. I appreciate you staying topical. That's always much appreciated.
Was that AI?
That's Chicago Republican and John Kitover. I think they're all the same.
Yeah, Republican. Yeah, exactly.
Ask and you shall receive. Just get some Bitcoin.
Remember that guy?
It'll get you wealthy.
Yeah, it reminds me of that. That guy was great too.
I like the part we're good.
So, you know how
topical.
You know how
I wish I could lower the volume on it a little bit because it's so high pitched.
I think that's what you get when you mix Cosby and Diddy and
hold on. I want to ask
Bill
Zen.
Cosby.
Hey, Zen. Do you think Michael Jackson did it? Did he diddle those kids? Zen, you there?
I don't think Zen had a pre-recorded message about whether
Give me 20 minutes.
Zen kind of sounds like Bill Cosby, actually. Who?
You kind of sound like if Bill Cosby and Gilbert Gottfried had a child.
What if we had a mashup of Cosby and Bill Cosby? Bill Cosby talking about like retarded Chartist stuff and how he turned $2,000 into $70 billion. That'd be an interesting combo.
Hey, Huddle, do you remember in Whose Line Is It Anyway when they did that like skit about Bill Cosby and Hitler being roommates, and now it seems perfectly natural?
I don't remember that specific one.
Yeah, I mean the joke was how the opposite they were, but really, were they?
I remember there was a time period where Whose Line Is It Anyway was like the hottest show on TV.
That show was funny though. It was.
For a while, yeah, it was pretty funny. Late 90s TV was great, actually. Like, fucking... You had, like, the early reality stuff. You know, like Survivor was just starting, and then there was like, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Dude, the most Chad moment of all time was when that guy won Who Wants to Be a Millionaire for the first time, and he used his lifeline to call his dad and be like, I just want to let you know I'm about to win the motherfucking $1 million. You know? That, dude.
Was that in the 2000s, though? Was that in the 90s or 2000s?
It was, I think that was in 99, but maybe I'm wrong. It was like 98, 99 when the guy won Who Wants to Be.
One of my favorite shows is Joe Millionaire. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I remember that one.
And they only did one season, and it was an entire reality TV show where only one contestant was an actual contestant, and everyone else was a paid actor pretending that they were on a reality TV show.
That was Average Joe, I think it was called.
Okay.
Oh, Average Joe.
Totally got it. It happened on November 99. So in November of 99, that's the first time.
Damn, all right.
Yeah.
So if anyone's interested, I've been to the top, the 5 minutes of Whose Line Is It Anyway, talking about like a Fairly Odd Couple TV show about Cosby and Hitler.
By the way, I only remember that shit because I moved states, like literally New Year's 2000, and I watched that shit right before I moved.
Did you ever watch Flavor of Love with Flavor Flav?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what's her name? Brigitte Nielsen.
Brigitte Nielsen.
Yeah. And then that girl who took a shit on the floor, like while everyone was there, and kept her for like 3 or 4 more episodes.
You know I know Flav, right? I've gotten drunk with him like a bunch of times. He's literally.
That's awesome, by the way. That's awesome.
He is exactly how you would expect him to be. Exactly.
Does he wear a big watch?
That makes me so happy.
He wears
a big watch around his neck.
Dude, it's so funny. On the day-to-day, he wears a little clock, like, but it's still, it's like way big. It's like palm size. You know?
Is he retarded, or is it kind of his gag?
No, he's dumb.
That's
for real. He's dumb for real.
Wasn't he living in his mom's basement or something? Like when he had like some money, like even when he had
like after the VH1 shit, he had a bunch of money, and then he had like a chicken joint, and then it burned down. Yo, dude, every time I hung out with him, it seemed like he didn't have much money. You know, like I didn't get the vibes.
It's funny you mentioned chicken because I got a cousin in Detroit named Chicken George, and he started a business with King Kunta Kinte, and you can't believe how good the deep fried chicken is. It don't give you the runs, I swear to God. And I'm telling you, if you want to open up a Chicken George franchise, hit me up in my DM, message me on my Instagram, and you can ask me all the questions you got about Chicken George's world-famous franchise.
All right.
Thanks, man.
Well done.
Thank you.
But yeah, bro.
He had the chicken joint prepared.
Flavor, dude, one of my favorite stories is Flavor Flav. We were on a video shoot in the desert, like out at the flats, you know? And we're just in the middle of the fucking desert, okay? And there's all these video hoes and we have like Maseratis out there, and like there's one tent, and that's like where all the catering is and all the shit, whatever. And there's a shot where Flavor Flav has to be in the back of a Maserati convertible and like sort of lean out of it, and like, you know, we're flying the drone over him, and they drive through the desert and all this stuff. For whatever reason, this dumb motherfucker has his passport in his back pocket, right? And his passport falls out in the middle of the fucking desert, and he comes back from this shot to Video Village where I am, and I'm directing. He's like fucking furious about his passport because, you know, he's like, oh, I fucking lost this passport. How dare you make me do that shot? Blah, blah, blah. I was like, why did you have your fucking passport in the back of your fucking pants? You know? But it's my job to keep him happy and like keep the day moving. So I just go, all right, listen, man, you know, there's some weed over there, there's some drinks. Why don't you go chill out? You know, we'll have some guys comb the desert for your passport. And my PA, his name was Ethan, this production assistant. I go to him, I go, all right, there's no way you're gonna find this passport. It's in the middle of the fucking desert.
Oh, I guess my camera doesn't work.
Car was driving all over the place.
You're never gonna find that
passport. Kicking up dirt. Like, it's a lost cause. And I was like, but I need you to go wander the desert and make it look like you're looking really hard for this passport. So I told him I'd give him an extra $100.
I'm still trying to figure out, like, you know,
wander the desert.
Whether I'm crazy or I'm magic.
Placated Flavor Flav all day.
Or,
because I kept pointing to the guy and I was like,
just trying to be a normal human being.
I think you're pretty normal. I think you're just drunk.
At the end of the day, he was like, all right, where's my passport? I was like, yeah, no, we don't have that shit. Anyway, I'll see you at the next shoot. And then I just left.
Well, and why the fuck did he have his passport? He's in the U.S. The fuck's he doing?
Dude, there was a million stories like that with Flavor Flav. I didn't even ask questions.
He probably lost his driver's license or was like,
Dude, three times.
I didn't ask questions, bro. You don't want to know the answers. They're too long.
do you know how hard it is as an alcoholic when you lose your wallet and then you can't buy alcohol because you need ID? Maybe he just was using his passport to buy alcohol that day because he lost his wallet.
Although,
this is kind of crazy. I remember I was at a casino and I asked for a glass of water.
Did you lose your doctor
The guy
account?
carded me. I was like, dude, I'm asking for water. And he said there's a law in Vegas that if any liquid goes over the bar, you have to
What'd you
show
do?
ID for it, regardless of what it is.
I threatened everybody in the room.
Did it again.
Wanted your address.
Yeah, but I actually pinged everybody in the room, and I doxed them, and I told them I could hurt them.
I'm sure that's why you got to believe it.
Yeah, but they didn't like the idea that.
No, of course not.
No, well, I mean, shit. I'm that fucking douchebag.
Yeah, I lost an account just because I called it Jeffrey Epstein.
No more apes.
I mean, dude, honestly,
NFTs are dead.
I don't want to be Timothy McVeigh, but how hard?
You called that shit, Jesse?
It's funny because I've been waiting. Oh, God.
I know, I just said, you called that. You called it.
No, I didn't call it, but I definitely saw where things were going. But yeah, the top NFT, ordinal projects, yeah, now it's on the Bitcoin blockchain. So that's pretty good.
You know, I went to Red Robin Gourmet Burgers yesterday or today, and it was delicious. I'm looking at buying the company out. It's trading at about $5.50 a share at about a $90 million market cap. I could renovate those places and make them profitable. They run them like restaurants. God damn it. I want to come in and just have a burger like In-N-Out Burger. This Red Robin Gourmet, they're retarded. In-N-Out Burger is the superior. You like it?
Yeah, it's all right. Hey, Patrick, you were saying about the restaurant closing down is what I guess?
Wait, what'd you say, Jesse?
You were saying I called what? The restaurant closing down?
Oh, no. You were talking. I was just saying you called. You called the. Remember you were going on about the stuff.
Flipping it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we flipped the NFTs. Bitcoin's the top project. Most liquidity. Sorry to cover you off, Zen. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I'm just being facetious, but I did go to Red Robin Gourmet Burger today to use a gift certificate that I had, and I looked up the stock, and yeah, it's like at an all-time low. It's, you know...
Hey, get back in character. What's up with this?
I know, right? What the fuck? Come on.
Can't handle it, man. Yeah. Can't handle it.
Well, my point is, I mean, it's a bankrupt company. Like, it's barely operating. There's people in there eating, but like, how do you compete with In-N-Out Burger or McDonald's? How does a sit-down burger restaurant expect to make
I'll tell you
it?
the part they're fucking up. They're giving out free sides. So they're just getting bankrupt on that alone. People just go in there and have like 30
It's the same with Red Lobster.
They need to fire everybody and make it a fucking come to the window and order your food. That's it. No more waiters, no more waitresses, because they suck anyways. All they do is look at their fucking cell phones. It's not a job anymore today. All right? It's the truth. Put me in the charge. Put me in charge, coach. I'll take Red Lobster. It'll all be Chipotle. You see what I'm saying? All these fucking sit-down restaurants need to become Chipotle operating styles, and that's the only way you can do it.
Ooh, that's a good idea. You can come in and order like a lobster burrito.
He's not wrong, though. The service has been horrible after him.
What service? There is no service. You don't want the service. Get away from me. You suck. Your life, everything about you sucks, and you're gonna fuck it up. Get away from me. I don't want to talk to you, and I don't want to tip you.
Don't give 20%.
Is that Johnson?
No, but Johnson would probably agree with him, and I do too.
Listen, I know the maitre d' adores you, and I'm gonna get us a reservation for 8 o'clock on Friday. Fuck Red Lobster and fuck gourmet Chinese burgers at fucking.
This guy's fucking wild.
All facts, no printer.
Maybe because they're both red. Maybe it's the color thing. People are discriminatory.
Guys, we are 46 hours away from
Let's go, baby. Come on.
Anyone
For a
going
second.
to Pub Key in New York?
For a second, I thought you were going to come on and say we're at 46K.
I was like, how'd that happen?
I'll make that announcement too.
The first rune is going to be hard-coded into the code. It's going to be uncommon goods. Pretty much Casey's coin right there. And there's going to be a free-for-all for the next 1,000. So that halving block is going to be pretty freaking high transaction fees.
It's going to get reorged.
Yeah, that might happen, but I don't know. I don't think the incentives are really for a lot of these big miners that have shareholders. They're not going to want to like fuck with the Bitcoin blockchain like that, but maybe a smaller mining pool will do it.
I hate to interrupt, but do you think Sam Bankman-Fried in jail right now has a boyfriend named Tyrone? And do you think he is teaching Tyrone about Bitcoin? And is he staying up to date? And do you think he'll make a podcast or maybe a blog about Bitcoin while he's in jail?
Yes, yes, and yes.
Well, we know that Sam Bankman-Fried's a busy boy in jail because I heard that he refused a deposit.
I heard he's not really a criminal. He's just neurodivergent, and he didn't actually steal anybody's money. And this is all just a fraud to cover up Maxine Waters, the head of the Federal Reserve Oversight Committee, who waved to him, "Bye, Prince, love you." Like, can Maxine Waters maybe give her part of the money back since Sam Bankman-Fried's in jail now? And Silicon Valley Bank went under? Where are the other prosecutions and arrests? I've never seen any Democrats ever get arrested in my whole fucking life. What's going on, man? Is Bitcoin really CIA coin? And Ethereum is KGB coin? I mean, is that really the world we live in? Is it an empire? Or am I just going crazy?
Yes.
Good talk. Has anyone canceled Vitalik for being Russian yet? Is that a thing?
He supports Ukraine, though, right? It's not totally canceled.
Well, I heard Harvey Weinstein's now a feminist.
What was the
name of Zuckerberg's Bitcoin? Remember his crypto coin that he wanted to create? Do you remember the name? Zebra coin, or what the fuck was it?
It was Libra.
Libra? Why do you think he canceled that? Is it because his contacts in banking or government, they said, stop, like Bitcoin's the de facto, don't go any further?
No, the government gives $0 about Bitcoin, but it was apparent that Facebook was going after like the government's role as a global currency, and it really frightened regulators.
Well, what about WorldCoin? Because I read in Argentina, like 10 million people have signed up for biometric crypto shitcoin known as WorldCoin, aka Sam Altman, wherever that faggot got reinstated. He's like another multi-billionaire.
They're stupid.
Well, the fact that they got your iris scan, like, I don't know. I mean, woo, But if it's about access, like in China, I read today, if you got bad credit, you can't stay at, hotels or fly. You got to be a fucking bus traveling bitch.
Well, dude, people in the world are very poor. Somebody gives them a coin and they can, buy lunch with or whatever. They'll give them the eyeball.
It was NFT week in New York 2 weeks ago, and I went to some event, and they airdropped me $80 worth of their token. And now I have to figure out how to sell $80 worth of their token.
Well, you gotta pay
after the gas fees, you probably got $40 left.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing about it, Andrew, is it's on like mainnet Ethereum, and I'm like, how the fuck do I even send this?
Wait, Mohan, how the fuck do they know your address? Are you shitcoining behind the
Because the only way to go to the events for NFT week is to give them a MetaMask account. So I just had one, and I sent it to them, and then I got $80. And Andrew, believe it or not, if you turn something into Bitcoin, you're just making Bitcoin.
Yeah.
If someone says, hey, do you have an address so I can give you money for doing nothing? I'm going to say, here's an address. Thank you for the money.
I got a couple crypto kitties if anyone wants to buy them.
I don't want to buy them, but I can give you an address that you can send them to if you feel so.
NFTs are dead. We don't want them. 4 days.
I honestly don't think I have the gas, but I will.
Bored Apes got flipped by Runestone. What's happening?
Well, I gotta ask, did Cosby come out of jail? Could he see again when he came out and he was like walking and laughing, saying, ha ha, motherfuckers, I'm free. He's alive, OJ's dead. I guess Dr. Huxtable didn't get the death vaccine when he was in jail. Now, don't ask me no questions. I know not too much now on Dr. Cosby, Mr. Huxtable, but I'm saying he alive because he didn't get vaccinated when his ass was in jail. Hello?
Oh, this is funny. Did you guys see the tweet by Corey? Pulled Swan out of all RFK-related conversations as soon as his platform statements came out saying and crypto. Did some digging and found out his platform was written by 3 shitcoin-friendly Bitcoiners. Underneath, there's a tweet from Robert Kennedy. Crypto guru and Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson endorses RFK. Shitcoiner money now. How do you old Bitcoiners feel about that? RFK failed you. He's a fucking shitcoiner now.
That one hurts.
Not surprised.
It does.
Yeah, not at all.
But Trump's a shitcoiner too, so they're all shitcoiners at this point. Biden's not a shitcoiner because he doesn't know what a wallet is. That's the only thing.
Yeah, shitcoin is actually a great way to make more Bitcoin if you learn the techniques that Black was trying to teach you all, like selling when it goes up and buying when it goes down. Earn more Bitcoin that way.
I saw that advice on Instagram. They were giving, on TikTok, they were giving financial advice that you buy a stock when it's going up, and then you sell it as it starts going down, and then you make more money.
Yeah, even better, he was flipping his denominator to always hold either ETH or Bitcoin, depending on which was the better performer on his chart.
But yeah, apparently Bill Cosby walked away out of jail like 3 years ago, and it's because he had a deal with one district attorney for him to admit guilt to, and then another DA said, I didn't give you that deal, and then prosecuted him. And then the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania said that if one DA gives you a deal and you take it, the other DA has to honor it, which seems beyond crazy that a DA could say the government offered you this deal, but I didn't do it, so I'm not bound by the deal the government gave you.
Is it a double jeopardy shit or that round?
I don't know if it would be double jeopardy, but if the state gives you a deal and you agree to it, then every DA is adherent to that deal, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
You probably just didn't believe him, so.
So irrespective of the validity of his conviction, procedurally based on that, they overturned his conviction.
Oh, he went through the trial and got convicted. Oh wow.
Yeah, he was doing 3 years for it, and then he was doing 3 years of 10, and then the Pennsylvania Supreme Court vacated his conviction because the DA fucked up.
I feel like he was also kind of lost in the mix of COVID news and everything. I thought he was locked up until recently. I think most people.
No, he got out in 2001. 21. He got out in 21.
Yeah, I would have think they would have nipped that in the bud, like a summary judgment type situation, but dang.
I like that he was doing the same thing Harvey Weinstein did in their trial, where he presented himself as like a blind old man. Harvey Weinstein did the I'm a crippled old fat guy kind of thing to try and garner sympathy from jurors. It's like, no, yeah, you're a vile human being. Sorry.
Well, I think the sympathy play is not I'm weak. The sympathy play is whether or not they are going to let them die in jail. You give a 65-year-old 10 or 15 years. That's basically a life sentence.
And maybe that's a deserved sentence.
You know what? I regularly think about that kid who got life, the Diary of a Wimpy Kid actor, who he got a bunch of guns and a bunch of Molotov cocktails and was going to kill Justin Trudeau, and then he kills his mom so that his mom wouldn't have to see that her son became a serial killer, and then he turned himself in before he tried to kill Justin Trudeau. I don't know. It's like once a year I just think about that guy, and I'm like,
who is this guy? I'm not even familiar with this.
Oh, it's just, you know how, like, you know the sunk cost fallacy where you're like, well, fuck it, I'm in this deep, I might as well go through with it?
Sure.
The guy was so planning to try to kill Justin Trudeau that he's like, I don't want my mom to see me killing the prime minister on TV. Kills his mom so that she wouldn't see him on TV killing the prime minister, and then turns himself into the cops to prevent himself from killing Justin Trudeau.
Biggest ever.
It was, if you ever watched the TV show The Diary of a Wimpy Kid, he's the lead actor in it. I'll pin it on the top.
He does not stand on business.